Hey, you.
Yes, we're talking to you.
Imagine being in a class and hearing that there was a war.
Then classes were still going, but you're worried.
Then, when classes ended, you realized the war is gone. How thankful would you be?
Well, there is a war that lasted between 38 and 45 minutes and is considered as the shortest war.
It was called the Anglo-Zanzibar War, and we'll be discussing it with you today.
The Anglo-Zanzibar War, which we said lasted between 38 to 45 minutes, is recorded as the shortest war in history that took place on August 27, 1896 from 9:02 a.m. until 9:40 a.m. in Eastern African time. So this war is between a superpower and a small land on an island that people barely know about. No offense.
We are talking about Great Britain and the land of Zanzibar. So, back to the war. This was a conflict between Britain and the Zanzibar Sultanate and happened because the Sultan that supported Britain, named Hamad bin Twaini, died on August 25, 1896.
Also because of the succession of Sultan Khalid bin Barghash. Apparently, the British authorities preferred Hamud bin Muhammad, who was kind of pro-British, as Sultan.
In accordance with the treaty signed in 1886, a condition for accession to the Sultanate was that the candidate obtain the permission of the British consul.
But Khalid had not fulfilled this requirement, and the British considered this as casus belli.
Uh, what does that mean?
So based on Google, it means an act or situation justifying war.
Oh, so that is what led to the war.
The British sent an ultimatum to Khalid demanding he order his forces to leave the palace.
So what Khalid did was call up his palace guard and barricaded himself inside the palace.
The ultimatum expired at 9 o'clock, and by that time the British had already gathered 3 cruisers, 2 gunboats, 150 marines and sailors.
And 900 Zanzibaris in that harbor area. The Royal Navy contingent were under the command of the Rear Admiral Harry Rawson.
The pro-Anglo-Zanzibaris were commanded by Brigadier General Lloyd Matthews of the Zanzibar Army.
Also, fun fact, Lloyd Matthews is the first minister of Zanzibar, which is the leader of a government cabinet.
Around 2,800 Zanzibaris defended the palace. Come on, man, please don't tell me we're getting kidnapped again.
Yeah, that experience was horrible.
Damn it!
Yuri?
How did you get here? You scared the living daylights out of us.
Hey, you guys mind if I hide? I mean, stay here first?
Okay, sure, you could stay with us first.
So, what were you guys talking about again?
The Anglo-Zanzibar War. The one that lasted 38 minutes?
Oh, wow! I just studied that last week.
Well, why don't you discuss with us then?
So, as I was saying, around 2,800 Zanzibaris defended the palace.
And most of those 2,800 were civilian recruits.
But they also included the Sultan's palace guard and several hundred of his servants and slaves.
The defenders had several artillery pieces and machine guns.
Hey, you guys wanna see what a machine gun looks like? Jake, why was that in the script?
Hey, come on, I thought it was funny.
No, that wasn't funny at all!
Discussion, please.
Wait, where were we? Oh, defenders and them weapons.
On 9:02, a bombardment opened.
Which set the palace on fire and disabled the defending artillery. So this is where the war begins.
What the?
Small naval action took place, and the result was the sinking of the Zanzibari royal yacht HHS Glasgow and 2 smaller vessels.
Some shots were also fired ineffectually at the pro-British Zanzibari troops.
The Sultan's force sustained roughly 500 casualties, with one British sailor being injured.
And Sultan Khalid apparently escaped to German East Africa, which is the mainland part of present Tanzania.
The British then put Sultan Hamoud, whose picture we can't find, in power at the head of a puppet government.
So the result of the war is British victory and
The end of the Zanzibar Sultanate as a sovereign state and the start of a heavy British influence.
To summarize, the war went a little bit like this.
Fine!
Hey, you see the point? You know, British being stronger than Zanzibar.
oh.
But what were the events that led up to the war?
Well, I'm glad you asked. But can you keep up? Here we go.
On August 25, 2 days before the war, Sultan Hamad died suddenly.
His nephew, Khalid bin Bargash, was suspected by some of his assassination.
He moved to the palace complex in Zanzibar town without British approval, in contravention of the treaty agreed with Ali.
The British government wanted someone else to be Sultan, Hamad bin Muhammad, who was more favorably disposed towards the British.
Khalid was warned by his diplomatic agent and the consul to Zanzibar, Basil Cave, while General Matthews was warned to think about his actions.
Khalid ignored Cave's warning and his forces began mustering in the palace square under command of Captain Saleh from the palace bodyguards.
Wow, he really thought he could win that fight. Almost as if he knew the war was already coming.
Maybe he did.
Anyway, that's what led up to the war. Obviously, you would have to be suspicious when the other side starts gathering troops at their palace.
Well, I'm still amazed that the tiny island across the sea thought that 2,800 troops and one royal ship could beat the British. No wonder it only lasted 38 minutes.
Well, I'm gonna leave now, guys. I'll see you soon.
Wait a minute. Why was he crawling through the vents anyway?
We probably locked the front door. Wait a minute. Didn't we just install a doorbell?
Jake, I think he was trying to break into our
Oh, come on, your UI!
No time to waste. That amber panel he stole is worth a lot, and we have to get it back. Well, looks like we're gonna have to discuss the next topic again.